Welcome to this week's Behind the Plate, the video series of the Southeastern BBQ Showdown. And guys, I got to tell you, we're right around the corner. We're wrapping up May right now. June's knocking at the door. And within a couple of weeks, we're going to descend on Segra Park right there in Columbia, South Carolina, right in the heart of downtown for the start of the inaugural Southeastern BBQ Showdown. We're going to have celebrities, and we've already introduced you to some of those. We're going to have teams from all over the world, and you've met some of those, and you're going to meet one today. But you're also going to have a concert by the band Alabama, which is a legendary concert by a band that literally has every award you can possibly win. If there's an award for music, they've won that award. So today, I want to introduce you to another award winner, somebody who knows how to rock out championships, who knows how to compete in food sport, and currently is our reigning World Food Championships barbecue champion, Mr. Lino. How are you, sir?
Very good. Hot here in Texas.
I mean, we were talking a little bit before we came on air. I can't even fathom that kind of hot. Texas is a different kind of hot. I was born in Florida. I grew up quite a bit in Florida, and that's hot. Texas, from everything I've seen and my accounts of being there, is hotter than anything I experienced in Florida. That's got to just be crazy to work in, day out.
Yeah, it's crazy. In Florida, we got some family in Kissimmee, but even they come down over here and it's hotter. The pit room I was reading right now on the thermometer, it was about 127 in the pit room. So
I mean, and that's a room that you're in. You've got to stoke the fires. You have to check the meat. You've got to do your basting. You've got a lot of work you've got to do in that room that is 127 degrees. People don't fathom that. That's not something you just go, oh, yeah, I know what that feels like. I mean, they may know what it feels like to be in a walk-in. They may know how it feels to be over a flat top or over some kind of a cooking apparatus, a grill or something. But to be in a room like that, where the air around you is 127 degrees, just breathing that, you feel that heat.
Yeah, that's how I keep in shape.
I mean, they talk about people wearing sweatsuits and everything else to work. You just go to work and
you don't need a sweatsuit here. You just got to keep hydrated.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The beer fridge in the back it helps.
That's handy. You got to have both. It's balance. It's all about balance, right?
Oh yeah.
So you are a reigning World Food Champion from the barbecue category this past year. You have won countless awards in barbecue. You travel to compete in barbecue, and now you're going to come to the Southeastern BBQ Showdown, the very first one, the inaugural one, looking to win that title. But I want to know, what is barbecue to you? Because it's something that is kind of contested. Everybody has a different meaning for what barbecue is, from somebody who just goes out in their backyard and they barbecue with friends to pit masters who really get in the grind, and smokers and things like that for restaurants. What does barbecue mean to you?
I think a little bit of both of those, actually. Staying close to your roots, and that's family. That's what barbecue is all about. Breaking bread, grilling, burning meat. Hey, a lot of people invite us over to their house, and they're like, "No, you know what? We're gonna do a crawfish boil. We're not gonna do barbecue because you're gonna come judge." And I was like, "No, we want to taste everybody's barbecue. That's just what makes us better."
Well, that gives you that opportunity to learn. It's like being a chef. In my background, I want to go to other restaurants because I want to see new techniques, new flavors. They may combine something you would have never thought about, and now that goes into one of your championship recipes. So it's active learning, but at the root of it all, it's really bringing people together. And what got you started in deciding you wanted to compete in barbecue?
I thought my barbecue was really good, and first competition maybe two and a half years ago, slap in the face. Really test your manhood, and you're not as good as you thought you were. And it's about presentation. Yeah, presentation, steps and flavors. Man, it just goes on and on.
Really so you had the first one, you got the wake-up call. You got the, oh crap, I have a lot to learn. Kind of like the first time any of us work in a restaurant that we get hit with that first Friday night dinner rush. What was one of the first things that you took away from going from competition 1 to competition 2, that number one, not only said, I'm not giving up, I'm going to keep doing this, but you took from that first big kick to go into competition too.
I think we actually did worse in competition too. But I mean, I went back that same night as well as the first competition. We went back to the drawing board. I cooked that same night, and
Wow.
I went back and I was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna. We gotta win something. So yeah, we just
I
got
mean,
down. Yeah, we got down to the anatomies of the actual proteins that we're cooking.
mhm.
So just different components, how stuff breaks down, injections, where to inject, where not to inject.
Mhm.
Um, take apart your meats and find out.
Well, that's that food science. And a lot of people don't take that into account. They just think, okay, I bought this really expensive smoker and I bought this jar of rub that everybody says is so great, and
Yep.
I'm just going to put it in there. And you don't realize moisture in the air, the temperature, the consistent temperature. Do you have any flare ups or spikes? Or did you let your fire go down and you had a big drop in temperature? And then how long? How long do you let it go for? When you pull it out, how long do you let it rest for? There's so many components to go to this that cooking is really a science. And it's especially when you get to competition barbecue level. I have seen notebooks that look like physics notes when it came to making your best barbecue. How long did it take you to win your first title, and what was that title?
I think it took us. My wife's right here. Um,
Congratulations, by the way.
oh, appreciate it. I can't. Yeah, it was IBCA. It was a contest IBCA. I love cooking chicken. Chicken's was the hardest one at the first because it's unforgiving. You got to
Yes.
cook it very well. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't, you can overcook it, you can undercook it. Brisket is more of a forgiving protein, if you can say that. But chicken is unforgivable by far. And it must have been our six contents maybe. And we got a second place chicken. Our buddy now, he beat us, and ever since then we were hooked.
Man, and that's what it takes. And taking something like chicken, which is unforgiving for everybody. I've gone to some of the best restaurants and had chicken because it's honestly one of my favorite proteins, and it gets messed up
Sure.
regularly because there's so many variables to chicken. There's so many ways you can do it right, you can do it wrong, but way more ways it seems to do it wrong. So winning that being your first title, that was big time. And then this past November, you were in Dallas, so you kind of home state advantage there, and you went through the barbecue competition at the WFC, and you won that from some pretty big names. You walked away winning barbecue at World Food Championships. What was that like?
I was crazy. I mean, I had some names that I even when we started, we were using their seasonings. So you go and you see them, and you know the circuit. You know who's on it. You know who's when you show up to a comp. When you show up to a comp, you can actually see their trailers and see who's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were all there. So I like cooking in front of a crowd. Um, spectator sport really gets me going.
And you did so well. And so you're there at WFC, you go through the first round with everybody, and then you find out you're going to be cooking in the finals.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to present your dish to a panel of legendary barbecue people. What was that like to go in front of everybody? Just go through that whole cook. You just went through it all the heat, all the time, all the nerves, and now you have to stand up in front of this panel of barbecue legends and present your dish. What was that like?
It was crazy. We've never done that. So it was obviously something different. Uh, First time doing that was at the Famous Dave's in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of cameras, media. So you look there and you're like a deer in the headlights. What am I going to say? And I just spoke from the heart. There's what we really did, and I think that spoke for itself. I mean, our dishes. Then we went to Dallas. Our dishes were we tried to keep it Tex-Mex, as we're
Yep.
from South Texas. I mean, if you go any further, we're at the island. You got Mexico. I mean, just right across from us. So we do have that flair. and that's what I brought to Dallas. And presenting, I mean, these are guys you see on the Food Network. You see, I mean, these guys on TV. So it was surreal.
You know, and then you went on, you competed at Final Table where you presented some more. So you've got a little bit of presenting under your belt, because that's the thing. You make the finals at the Southeastern BBQ Showdown at Segra Park in Columbia, and you're going to present to a panel of celebrity judges again. So you're kind of getting this under your belt. You know, you're getting yourself a little TV ready, I think.
Yeah, I would. I'd hope so. I mean, TV is the next step. So if this is just a platform, I mean, a platform we enjoy. Mm-hmm. And then cooking outside, like in the WFC, that's, I mean, silver platter. It just takes it to the next level.
And now you're going to be cooking inside a baseball stadium, literally on the outfield concourse on a land grill. And it's a totally different environment when you step foot. You know, it is food sport. Now you're going to step foot onto the field and go up the stage. And this is a whole nother place that, you know, competing in barbecue has brought you. Are you looking forward to competing in such a new environment?
Oh, for sure. We're always looking to expand, get out of our elements. We want to travel. We want to go to South Carolina. We want to cook on a grill that we haven't cooked on. I've done research on it. Back when I was starting to smoke a brisket, there wasn't the internet. We didn't have YouTube videos. We didn't have, I mean, now you can go on and be like, okay, what do I do? What am I doing wrong? But back then we didn't have that. So it was a bunch of trial and error. My mom and my grandma eating a lot of bad barbecue.
But you know, it's paid off now because you're making your way into the winner's circle. You are, you know, you're in a prime spot with a really fun field of competitors at the Southeastern BBQ Showdown, to where you're going to be able to really bring your style of barbecue to the masses. It's going to be sanctioned by the CBA, our good friend Fred Robles' organization. So we're looking forward to that. And then when you make it to the finals, you actually present to the celebrity judges on plates that look like giant baseballs. So there's going to be a ton of fun there. And if you had to pick one barbecue protein that is your go-to, your personal favorite, maybe it's a favorite to eat, favorite to cook, whatever it is, what is your number one protein?
Meat.
I love that. That's the best answer so far. Meat.
Yeah.
If it's meat, I'm good.
You know what? I don't really care what it is. I just want to make it stand out. So if we're doing chicken, we're doing pork, we're doing brisket, we're doing beef skirt, fajitas. I mean, you name it, I can cook it on a grill.
I like that. That's the confidence you want out of a food champ. And guys, again, we're talking to the reigning World Food Championship barbecue competitor, Al Lino. He's going to join us at the Southeastern BBQ Showdown there June 15th and go toe-to-toe with a wild array of competitors from there in South Carolina and across the world as far as Japan. And so, guys, if you haven't already, you need to make sure you pull out your social media and follow the Southeastern BBQ Showdown on Facebook and Instagram. That way you'll stay up on all of the latest news, notes, everything you need to know before you go. And then you can also look at tickets and opportunities at www.southeasternbbqshowdown.com. We're talking to Al Lino. Al, where can people follow you and your journey into food?
We have Real Smoke Catering Co. and Facebook, Instagram, coming soon, TikTok, and other videos that are about to pop up.
I mean, guys, if you want to see what it's like to be in the barbecue world and compete and what that food is like, follow Al and his team, and you know, TikTok's coming soon too. So you know those videos are going to be fun. But guys, it's another great week of Behind the Plate, the video series of the Southeastern BBQ
Very
Showdown.
Very good. Hot here in
Won't
Texas.
Be long, and we'll see you all live in South Carolina. So if you need tickets, southeasternbbq.com. If you have questions, you can reach out to us. Also, check us out on social media. But guys, until then, see you soon.